Hi guys, it is Leigh again. Now that I've showed you my skincare routine, I'm just gonna go on and show you my makeup routine. First, this is my favorite little gem that I found a couple of years ago. And the coolest part about owning Amara and being able to like have a boutique and carry all these different products and stuff is that I get to go out and research what's the best out there. I get to use everything first, and then we get to bring it in and sell it to our guests because we love it, we've tried it and whatnot. So the Beauty Blender is the greatest little tool for foundation. I feel like I used to have struggles with getting it to apply evenly or good coverage, or you would get the neckline, or I don't know, it was just tricky to do with your hands, fingers, or other sponges. So you get it wet, and then I just like wring it out in a little tissue like this, get the rest of the water out. And then I'm a huge fan of mixing foundations. So today I've got a Becca Full Coverage Foundation. I've got Smashbox Studio Skin Foundation in 2 different colors. And I have a Becca highlighter that I love to mix in with my foundations because I really personally love the dewy, glowy, healthy, youthful look. I don't want to be sparkly, or I don't want to put glitter on my face, but I just want to look youthful and healthy. So I use these 3. So I'm going to pump these onto my sponge, and I don't know if you guys will be able to see me pump it on, but I'll show you afterwards. And I just do like a half of a pump of each of my foundations. And then half to 3/4 of the shimmer one that makes my skin all glowy. So I've got the 2 foundations that are kind of blending, and then that one in there. So then I start by just putting it on my cheeks, and I kind of go back and forth so I can get that shimmer on, and then I just start dotting on my face all over so that I can start to get product where I want it. Then I can start to rub it in. And really, like, everybody's biggest spots that are their trouble spots are kind of that T-zone. And so if you kind of start with the most product there and work your way out, I find that that is the most helpful to get the coverage that I need. So then I can start to go into my hairline, and if I just flip the Beauty Blender around a little bit, I can kind of blend that without adding more product and blend out my neckline and whatnot. And then wherever I want more product, like I've got this crazy dumb red spot right here that I need removed. I get cold sores on my nose, so I have a permanent scar on my nose that is always red no matter what I do. So I always will go back and push in more foundation product there, and then around just where I've got a little bit more of that melasma that I'm trying to treat. And then again, I'll just kind of work my way down and around. So that's kind of my foundation. I am obsessed with all things glow. Again, skin is my favorite thing, and I just think people look so youthful and beautiful when their skin just looks like healthy and dewy. So this is another Becca product. I think this is one of their #1 sellers. It's called Opal Skin Perfector, and I'll take just my brush that I'm going to put my powder on with. I'll just get a little bit, and I'm just going to apply this while my foundation is still moist before I put on my powder. And I don't know if you guys can see like that kind of how it just turns the cheekbone into an automatic kind of light reflector, I hope. I don't know. Then from there, with a little bit of that still on my brush, then I'm going to use a powder. I really like this powder from Becca because it's great coverage. I also like one from Smashbox. So there's a couple brands that we carry that I really, really love. But again, I'm just going to get a little powder. I'm going to start with my nose. That's where I have my big red scar. Work my way around my forehead. I'm going to put a little less powder up top where I just put that shimmering skin perfector because I really want my skin to be glowy. I'm going to blend my powder kind of all around. So I don't use a ton of powder because I've got a drier skin type now. When I was younger, I had a way oily skin type. But as I've gotten older and had babies and stuff, my skin's gotten drier. Don't worry, I still get acne, but you know, just have to figure out how to treat that. Okay, so next in my routine, once I have kind of my like foundation and base, I think it's really important to have just really pretty, even, healthy skin before I start to apply other things in color. But this is another product that if you don't use a primer under your mascara, you're totally missing out. Okay, so here goes the primer. I don't have that great of eyelashes at all. I use a product called Latisse to help my eyelashes grow so that I can have better lashes than I would normally have. And then this, like I've said, I've used for years. It comes out white, so you're going to just apply it like mascara, really. And it's going to look like a little bit like Elmer's glue on your eyelashes. But its goal is to thicken and lengthen your lashes before you put mascara on. And you can layer this as much as you want to layer it. You could do 3 layers, 4 layers. When Smashbox does their huge photo shoots and movies and all sorts of stuff across the nation, their one big goal was that they wanted to make lash products that they didn't need any kind of false lashes for. And so their mascaras and their lash products are amazing. And every time I try something different, I always go back to these products. So I'm going to add another layer of this, and you can instantly see, I don't know, I'll try to get close here in just a sec to the camera so that you can really see what's happening with my lashes. Now I'm going to show you my contour, and contouring is so fun, and I play around with, like, you know, contour sticks, different colors of foundations, and then powder. And this one I think is so easy for just the general consumer to use if you don't really understand contouring or know, because it tells you exactly where to put the color. So I really love this one from Smashbox because it's really, you know, foolproof. But I'm going to take the middle color. You can see that that's the color I use the very, very most. And while my lashes dry, I'm going to start to put on my contour. And I'm going to put this kind of on my cheekbone and just right below. And again, this is a really fast contour. This is one that I do most of the time because I'm a mom, I have 4 kids, run a company, my husband runs a couple companies, and so we, just like all of you, you know, you don't have all this time to sit and spend on your makeup, and so I really like this. I'm going to put a little bit in my temples. Again, your goal is to make the dark places look like they retract, make the light places look like they pop out, give yourself more of a cheekbone, give yourself more of the, like, you know, beautiful look there. So I've got the medium color in all those places. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the dark color and I kind of hold my brush like this and kind of squish it so I can kind of draw a line right where I want it to be even darker with my darker color of contour. And I'm going to do a little bit of like a scoop now. And then I like suck my cheeks in where it goes, and I make sure that I get a little bit of contour in there. And then I really like to blend. I don't love when you can like see people's exact contour lines. I'm sure nobody loves that. But so if I draw the line first and then blend, I feel like I can really get it to blend in with my darker color. And again, lots of this stuff is pretty subtle, yet it makes you look made up, because I don't think anyone wants to walk around wearing tons and tons and tons of makeup or look like they have so much makeup on. But they just want a little bit of a contour cheek. And then it has this light color that will put down the bridge of my nose, put just above my eyebrows. You can also do it with the shimmer. So sometimes I'll do just like a little bit above my Cupid's bow on my lip, the tiniest bit on my nose to kind of highlight there. So depending on if you want like a matte highlight or a shimmer highlight in some of those extra places, you can do this or you can do the matte. So you can kind of play around with stuff. It's fun. And then my lashes, you can see that they're getting pretty dry, so they're about ready for my mascara layers. And again, you could have coated, you know, 30 coats on if you want, depending on how big you want your lashes. You just need to let it dry a little bit between each coat. Blushes, I really love pink blushes, orange blushes for my skin tone, kind of those bright pops of color. So to show you, I just brought a really happy pink. Sometimes people are scared of these like bright pinks, but they're such beautiful colors. And again, you can go matte, you can go shimmer. I'm kind of in a shimmer glow mode the last couple months, so I'm just going to put this right on my upper cheek again. And I really always, as you can see the trend, like to place it where I mostly want it and then blend so that you don't all of a sudden get this weird blob of pink up here or contour down here. You just kind of place it where you want it and then go back and blend. So now I can take my brush and just blend my blush. So it's really pretty subtle if you look at this side to this side. If I want more pink, I can just go and add a little bit more right there. You can see that that adds a little bit more color. But again, start with where I want it, blend it, and then go back and just add a little bit more if I need to. Perfect. So there's kind of my fast cheek routine. So now mascara. So I'm going to show you on top of this primer, and you're going to see my eyelashes turn into big, beautiful eyelashes that I don't naturally have. So again, Latisse, lash primer, and a bomb mascara. I love this brush. It's kind of plasticky. Again, they make 3 to 4 amazing mascaras. This tends to be my go-to. It's called Hyper Lash from Smashbox. And I'm going to start just with my base. I like to make sure that my base is nice and thick and full. So I'm going to start with the base on both sides, and as each one kind of dries a little bit, I can build on top of each layer that I'm putting on. And again, I don't wear tons and tons and tons of layers of mascara, but I kind of have this rhyme or reason with starting with the base and then working my way up. The other thing is I'm a really messy mascara wearer, and so it gets everywhere. So I have to Q-tip it off. But the great part about all the foundations and powders I put on, I can take a Q-tip once it's dry, and it just flakes right off before I put my eyeshadow on. So for me, that works the best, especially when you have long lashes. You tend to get mascara kind of all over the place, so I try not to, but it just happens. So now I'm kind of just going back behind and kind of scooping up and lifting to keep my lashes circled. For anybody that doesn't naturally have curly lashes, I have really curly hair and I have lashes that curl up all by themselves. But for people that don't, another thing you should look into is a lash lift. They're pretty amazing. We started doing them here maybe 6 months ago or something like that, and those are really life-changing so that you don't have to use an eyelash curler. So another thing that, just like I mix my foundations, sometimes if I'm like going out at night or I have an event to go to or something like that, and I'm not just doing my everyday makeup that I'm showing you, I will also mix mascaras. So I'll use my primer and then use Hyper Lash, and then I'll use my primer and then a mascara called X-Rated that's got this like big fluffy brush, and I'll go back and forth and I'll look like I have serious eyelash extensions on, and people always ask if I've got those. So now I'm just going to go back and just fine tune just a little bit. So they don't. This has very fastly become one of my very favorite brow products. I got my eyebrows microbladed almost a year ago, and that has been life-changing because I don't have very many eyebrow hairs. I never did. I never was blessed with those. But since I've been microbladed, like, this little pencil is amazing, and it has a little brush on one end and then a self-sharpening on the other end, so you just click and twist, and it's really fine. So I feel like I can like just kind of fill in where the hairs are, because the microblading has really changed and it's given me an eyebrow and a good base, and now I can just go in and fill in behind it. But I like to draw the borders of where I want my eyebrow to go before I go in and fill in, and that helps me to get a really even eyebrow. I found that that is my best trick, to just outline, make sure they look good before I fill in all of the way. I'm just going to outline this one as well. And then I can go back and fine tune my outline that will make them more even before I do all the work of filling them in and then unfilling them in. So I'm just going to click up a little bit, and now I'm just going to do like little hair strokes that kind of blend the way that my hairs kind of grow. To fill those in. So again, love this little pencil. There's a couple amazing pencils that Smashbox make. I feel like they kind of hit a home run with some of their brow products, and where brows are so big and kind of frame your face, they like really set the tone. If you look at before I started, and if we were to put a side by side of my makeup before and my makeup with brows in, brows really do kind of finish the task. So I'm going to take this. This just helps it to look more natural. So always brush out your fill-in just a little bit, whether you use a powder or a pencil or whatever, you know, form of brow stuff you're using, because it helps to feather it and make it just look a little bit more natural. Okay, so here's my Q-tip trick. So once your mascara is dried, you just take a dry Q-tip. I'll usually use 1 or 2. and I just go in and the extra mascara that I get everywhere will just flake off because I have my foundation, my powders, my primers, and everything on underneath, and so it'll just kind of slide right off. It's kind of great. So we're going to do the other eye, which makes it really quick, and then you don't get that black eye yuck that you might get trying to remove mascara when you get it in the wrong places. So, okay. So next, so I've been a big fan of all of the companies that are just producing everything all in one for my eyeshadows or for my contour or whatever it may be, because that just makes it really easy for me and fast. So my makeup routine in the morning is literally between 5 and 10 minutes. So if I'm not talking and showing you, like, it is so fast. I've got it down to a science, and a part of it is them making it so easy. So this is one of the Smashbox palettes that they came out with this year. And I like this one because I typically, again, if I'm just doing my day look, my work look, like it's not for an event, I like lighter, simpler, kind of a more natural makeup look where I have, you know, flawless skin, mascara, but I don't have tons of eyes and tons of lips and stuff. And there's definitely a time and place for that. And I love makeup, and that's fun. But for this, I actually start with my highlighter under my brow. And I want you guys to see the difference between the eye that I do it on and the eye that I don't. So I'm going to start just right up under the brow, kind of right in the middle, and then I'm going to feather it out, because I really want to highlight the thing that is framing my face, right? I want to make that stand out. I want my eyes to look youthful and beautiful. And they've got two colors. I tend to lean towards yellow highlighters for under my brow, but it kind of depends on you, what you like, your skin tones, colors, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go back over to this side. Again, start in the middle, and then I'm going to feather out. And again, it is all about blending. So I'm going to take all of this highlight and I'm going to go all the way down and around. I also really love to do a little bit of highlight right in the corner of my eyes. Do something that's a little bit lighter of a color right there, and you'll notice that your eyes will look younger. Clearly we're on a young trend because I'm getting older, so I really like to talk about that. But it will brighten your eye so much if you just put just the littlest bit there. So there's the brow highlighter. Hopefully you can see. And then I'm going to just take another really light color, and I'm going to finish just basically giving myself an even skin tone on my eye. The eye area for a lot of people can be really like red or blotchy or whatnot, and so your foundation's your first step, but then an eyeshadow that's a really simple kind of neutral skin color can really just make your eye look just beautiful and youthful. And sometimes you don't have to add any more. A lot of times this is just what I'll do. This is all that I'll do, and we'll just go. But if I want a little more color, I can just change it with a little bit of this light peach color. And I'll just put a little bit kind of in a like triangle formation. I always try to leave the inside lighter than the outside to make my eyes stand out and kind of pop and again look youthful. But then you can go along and you can do darker makeup. This palette's pretty light, and so it's never going to be like a smoky eye palette, but I kind of just like this look. And then lastly, I've used this one for years and years too, and I'm so glad they haven't discontinued it. Sometimes makeup companies discontinue my favorite things, and it's good because I have to go find new, but this is awesome. It's like a marker. It's a waterproof liner. This one is black, and it's super easy for me to use, and I like this for my eyes because I like it to be a stark black line, and I really like a cat eye. And I started my liner from about 3/4 of the way out and went out this way. If you look at my eye, they naturally kind of do like a dog droop this way. So I'm always trying to like lift my eye, and doing my eyeliner, if I do it all the way across, all it does is make my eye look even more round like that. So I want that like exotic almond look kind of. So this is kind of like my little everyday look. So I'm just going to take it again like 3/4 of the way, pull it out, and give myself just a slight little cat eye. Some days I can do it thicker and more dramatic. I can do it super subtle and do the teeniest line. But then my other favorite trick with this is it self like gets the product on it when you push it in. It's got this little like retractable, so it gets more on it. But I love to line my waterline with this, and it's so easy. So I'll just come in and do that. So you can see the difference that that makes, I hope. just with this eye versus that eye, and it's so easy, and then it stays on so great. So I hope that's a good trick, because I feel like people have a hard time lining their waterline a lot, and I love this so much. If I'm not wearing a lipstick, I wear a gloss or I wear a lip treatment. This I got like a month ago, and it's literally like crack cocaine. I like can't live without this stuff. If I lose it, I'm like, it has this like minty, plumpy kind of feeling. It's from a company called Glymed, which is another skincare line that we carry. That's what the face wash is that I use and whatnot, but it's so awesome. So I'm just gonna put on just a simple balm, lip balm for my makeup look. So literally that is like my makeup routine. Like I said, if I'm not wearing a lipstick, I wear a gloss or I wear a lip treatment. This I got like a month ago, and it's literally like crack cocaine. I like can't live without this stuff. If I lose it, I'm like, it has this like minty, plumpy kind of feeling. It's from a company called Glymed, which is another skincare line that we carry. That's what the face wash is that I use and whatnot, but it's so awesome. So I'm just gonna put on just a simple balm, lip balm for my makeup look. And then there's my lips. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. Let us know what else you want to see, what kind of tips and tricks you want to see from me or our other makeup artists or stylists or other people that do makeup or skin routines or hair routines. And we'll see you next time.